got this job, and I had some experience doing it. It's Kirk, right? And so, but being kind of older, I don't have that Panther-like, thing anymore. So anyway, I accepted the job, and they said, well, we want to give the old guy a chance. So I started working, and here I am working with these 20-something-year-olds, right? And they're moving like cats all over the place. And here I am, I'm stumbling over wood. I fell off the ladder, and it didn't really work out too well.
Wow. Yeah, well, your story reminds me of a story of myself. As I'm speaking right now, I mean, I definitely get it with the job working for 20s. I'm in my 30s, and I feel like how you feel. So I could only imagine. I mean, they run circles around me, and I feel like I need to be on the AARP list as well. But other than that, we just gotta keep going at it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I agree. And it raises me that, I think as ADA people or handicap or old folks or whatever we call it, I think our life is just beginning. I think sometimes people just don't know that we can do more than they think. Sometimes we have to help them out and give them, something. I think it's also a matter of educating them. Also, that these 20 or ignorant, I call it ignorant rabbits, children, they just don't know jack anything. And I think education is the big key. They just don't know what you call it, ARP or the Panther. That's a new term on me too. But they just don't know what we can do. So I'll just leave that with you.
Wow, I got a society to me, except I was working on the spaceship. It's just amazing. This young kid come up to me and said, look, I know how to do this. I said, really? I said, well, I tell you what, how about we do this and that and everything? Oh, he said, that's a good idea. He said, I like you guys. I said, who? He said, you're an older guy. I said, what are you talking about? I'm 106. No, well, I didn't think. I said, what do you want to do? He said, well, I want to light the fuse. I said, mate, you're sitting on a rocket. What are you doing? You know what? You just got to go with the flow. And he said he was flowing. But, yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, Because when I was at that construction site with these 20-something-year-olds, right next door was a horse training. I don't even know what you call it, not a ranch, but something like that, stables or something. So I'm looking over there, and I'm watching how this person is training people how to ride horses. Well, I finally, my supervisor came up and he goes, Paul, are you going to want to work or what's going on here? And I said, well, I'm actually going to go over there to those stables because I think I could do that better and easier than I can do this. So I went over there. And I ended up talking with a lady named Sally who I guess had been training horses for pretty much all her adult life, plus when she was a teenager too. And anyway, I said, you know what, I might have some interest in this. And so she said, well, why don't you get on the horse and let me see what you can do.
Okay. In my life, riding horses is definitely a challenge, but it's fun to try. But with that being said, me getting back on the horse for me has just been trying to get into just life itself, enjoying the good moments, doing the fun things. So, I mean, I love to hear, you see something you like, you go get it, why not? Life is too short to not do such a thing. And I just feel like we all should just get on the horse sometimes, and see if you can do it,
No, I agree. Getting back on the horse, again, I think that goes back to what I said earlier. It's a matter of educating people that we're not dead. We're not dead. It's just like our life is beginning. I mean, I'm 98, and I could do more things that the people that complain about me, that discriminate against me, I feel like I have to make solutions for them, the ones that claim that I can't do it. It's like, but I'll just throw it back at them. And I think it's this education, constant education, is over and over again. We're not dead, we're just beginning our life. Don't you agree?
Well, it depends which horse you're talking about. This particular one, he spun around me when I jumped in the back of this horse. Now, I got to tell you, this was saddleless, no saddle. And all the horse wanted to do was sniff me. And then when he sniffed me, he started to shake his mane. I was like, wow, that's pretty bad. And the other guy came up to me and he said, Pete, he said, you're too old. I said, what do you mean? I said, the horse likes me. He said, no, he's sniffing you because you don't want old stuff in my back.
Oh, no.
So that's what happened to me when the horse suddenly realized age means everything.
You know, Pete, when you remind me of a thing that happened to me one time. I was driving, I was about 16. I'm driving down the road, and I just got my car, I just got my driver's license. And I am just in seventh heaven because this is what I wanted to do. I bought the car way before I turned 16, and then I finally at 16 was able to drive it. And so I had my dog with me, and so the dog's enjoying it too, sitting there and looking out the window and having fun. But as we started going, Rex, that was my dog's name, he starts sniffing me. And I mean, he's sniffing me in the ear, he's licking my ears, he's sniffing me all over the place. And I'm going, Rex, come on, man. I'm trying to drive here. Leave me alone. Anyway, Rex, he's a playful person. I think of him as a person, but he's a dog. But Rex, he just wants to play. And wow, next thing I know, he put his paw right on my hand. I turned the wheel, went right into a block wall, and I just ruined my brand new car. I mean, it was terrible, and those things happen.
Yeah, no, I agree. It does suck when it does seem like you work so hard for something and you just lose it just like that, just in a pinch. And that can be very heavy, but it also shows, if you just put in the work again, you'll get it again. It's great. Life is a marathon. You just keep on going. You keep on trying. You lose some things. You win some things. And that's the fun part about life. You don't know. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you'll get. Life is a box of chocolates, and just hope I pick the right one. But yeah, I just go back, I don't care about people discriminating me because they think I can't do it, or if they think I'm too old. I don't really care anymore. All I just care is if I see an animal, particularly a dog in my neighborhood, and if I get their attention, the dog's attention, and then make a decision that they want to know me, because then, I'll get tuition from the owner. I think I'd rather focus on things that mean more to me than all those young people, discriminating me. I like to hang out with the animals because they could teach me more than these young people that seem like they know everything. So I think I'll stick with the animals right now. And if they make a choice to like me, over those young farts that give me a hard time, I'd rather choose the animals, wouldn't you?
Well, I was just reflecting on Paul's story because I was just living down the road from Paul and I heard all about it. I heard the crash, so I was a bit taken back at the time. But, the pressure and the power of being young really got to me. And my dad had this new car. And I thought, oh, that's exciting. And I looked inside, and there was a key in there. I said, what's this do? And I had a bit of knowledge about what a car will do with all those pedals and things. But I'm a little kid. I mean, it's like I was 12, 14, 12. But it's pretty fancy keys, $3. I know what the pedals do. So I jumped in. I jumped in this car and I pushed myself down, hit the clutch. You know what that is? It's another story. And I started this thing up and the engine started. But the problem was there was a big gate in front of me. And I thought, oh geez, I better not do much here. Like Paul, I decided I'd go experiment a little bit more. So I put this thing in the lever in gear. It's got number 1, so I put it there. And unfortunately, being a little guy, a young kid, my foot slipped on the clutch and the engine's running. Well, generally what happens, shit happens. The car took off. I could barely see over the wheel. It crashed through the gate and went straight into my father's art studio. Oh, so being, it's got limitations. But
Yeah, well, and Peter, I remember that because I heard about that, how things get around parents and everything. And it's interesting because isn't that when you started your career in robbing?
I remember.
Yeah. So what had happened, if you don't know, Peter, when he did that, he learned how to start that car up, and he learned the hard way how not to operate the clutch. So anyway, his dad gets a car fixed, and it's a beautiful car and fast car. So one day, I'm standing playing on the front yard, and here comes that beautiful car down the street, and it's Peter driving. Now, Peter knows how to drive this thing. And he goes, Paul, come on, get in. Let's go for a ride. Let's have some fun. Well, what we were basically doing was joyride. Back then, they called it joyride. It was basically you steal a car and you're driving around, goofballing it. And so anyway, we drive, and I'm going, okay, where are we going to go? He goes, let's just let the wind take us, So we're driving, and all of a sudden he says, you know what? Are you thirsty? Let's get something to drink. We pull over at this liquor store, and we get out, and we're walking in, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to get. And Peter, all of a sudden, I see Peter as he walks in, he pulls out this .38 revolver out of his waistband. And the next thing I know, he's pointing at that liquor store clerk, and he's saying, I want all the money, and I want it in a brown bag, and I want it now. It's crazy.
Wow, that is a crazy story. See, joyrides, I know nothing about. I never had that luxury.
Oh.
If anything, my parents would force me to get behind the wheel to learn how to drive the clutch. So there was no joy in it for me. I'll never forget the time I was at a stoplight and I just couldn't get it into gear, and it had a sticky clutch on top of that, and there's, over 10, 12 cars behind me. The light turns green, and I don't know what to do. My mom's like, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So 5 minutes later, as people were patiently beeping the horn at me, probably yelling out their window, maybe throwing some trash at me, who knows. After that, I eventually get it into gear and I go. But that was my joyride. Even at 12, illegally driving, sure, she was in the passenger seat. My stepdad wasn't too fond of me doing it. Sometimes I drove this Miata, but don't tell nobody. Very nice little sports car. But yeah, never had that luxury of joyrides. But it sounds like you and Papa has some good memories. So maybe as I get older, I might go back to adolescence age and enjoy joy.
That's a new term for me, joyriding. Oh boy, I'm too afraid. Oh boy, but if you do join riding, make sure it's worth it. Make sure you rob something that's it's worth it, silly, like $20 million. Make sure it's worth it before you do it, But, boy, touring riding, boy, just for me, just to drive from where I used to live at to Malibu, I thought that was joyriding enough, and I got really nervous because I thought those dirt things would fall all over me. I thought that was joyriding. That was scary enough for me. But make sure that it's worth. If you're gonna rob something, make sure it's worth it.
Well, actually, it was quite interesting because I remember that thing was falling. It was kind of a new experience for me too. I had this 45, I think it was 45, 46 for the cash. I had this thing in my hand. I said, "Let's do this."
Oh my God.
So the guy was really scared of me. And that's probably right for me, so, because I had this thing in my hand and I didn't know how to use it. So this went on a bit further, and I said to Paul, I said, "You know what, this is a bit scary." The guy behind the bar pulls out the same thing.
Oh my God.
And he points it at me. And I said, "Paul, this doesn't look good." So I said, "Let's figure out how to work this thing, we reverse out of here and take off." Where we're going to go? I said, "I don't know." But I said, "We've got a good idea. We're going to be out of here." Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And the gun was a 45 revolver. It's a very powerful gun. What happens, we left it. And we left in a hurry because the liquor store clerk started firing at us. And so anyway, we're getting in the car, and Peter's speeding down the road. It's 4-speed, had a 327 Chevrolet engine in it, and it's screaming down the road. And anyway, he says, "Hey, have you ever been to a circus?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I've been to a circus." He goes, "No, yeah, have you ever been to a circus?" And so I said, "Okay, what are you talking about?" He goes, "I'll show you." Zooms down, we get down into the city, and he pulls up to this. It's like a circus. It had Ferris wheels, it had roller coasters, it had elephants running around and everything. And so we go in there, and Peter goes right to where the elephants are. And then for some reason, I see this large woman. I mean, she was probably 7 foot tall and 285 pounds. And she had a beard. And anyway, so I walk over to her. I'm kind of watching, and she's doing a little show. And people were standing there. So after her show, people go away. She said, "Your name's Paul." And I said, "How did you know my name is Paul?" He said, "Because I knew you were coming here." She goes, "Come with me, I'm going to show you." So we go around the back, and the next thing you know, all right, is I look out there, and there's this whole beach, beautiful beach. And she said, "We're going to sit out, we're going to sunbathe." She already had 2 towels out there, so I sat down or laid down, and I got on my towel and looked over and saw this very large woman with a beard laying next to me. And I said, "What the heck is going on?" And then I got up and I started saying, "I need to get the heck out of here." So I start walking up the beach.
Wow. That sounds like a crazy interaction or a crazy experience with a giant woman. I think the closest thing I've ever done to a circus, like I've actually been to a circus, but usually family reunions. Those are pretty much like circus type events. Crazy things go on there. Problems come up that you haven't heard about in years. And just weird interactions where you're like, "Oh, like you hear those sirens? Yeah, they're coming down the road because there's a circus going on in town that nobody knew about." So family reunions is the closest thing of that. Maybe that's why I steer clear of them now. And I just rather do the whole actual circus event, go smell the little sneaky animal, but see a good animal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like I said, I love my animals, but I remember there was a event where I would go work out, I would go jog, and then I had to go change a little bit because I had to go back to work. And then somebody warned me that the gal from the other clinic down the hall, she was like a giant too. She was quite big. She'd always be in she always knew my schedule. She always knew when I get done jogging and I would be in the locker room. She always liked to watch me change. And then when I found out, I was like, oh my God, I just hid in the bathroom and changed in the stall. Because I wasn't gonna do like homosexuality. That's not me. So that was my experience. So I just okay, I just ran and hid it. Can you tell me your experience?
Yeah, well, I was a member of the scientific what Paul was saying, and I met the same person.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And I thought, well, yeah, don't be discriminatory. I don't think people are different. But then when she decided to get up and change, there was a different story I want to tell you. She, in fact, was not a lady, and she was actually a guy, based on my understanding. So, based on that, I thought, you know what, I'm too old for that, so I've got to redraft myself into a younger sphere. So, I went out and met this lady, and she invited me to a party. And I said, this is really just after that time. This was in Long Beach, California. I said, sure. She said, there's some weird little people. They're kind of weird, they don't look good, and they do weird things. I said, oh, okay. I'm good with that, because I hadn't been in the country very long. You know that. So I went along with the ride, and she seemed fine. And all these guys were kissing each other. And I said, Pete, that's not your culture. That's not where you come from. So I said to the lady, I said, look, you know what? This is not working for me. I'll work out here. So she said, come back to my place. I said, Long Beach, just near you. And she started to get carried away, doing stuff. And during the process of what normal males and females do, I discovered something that I wasn't prepared for. She was also a guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, they say that discovery is half the battle. Yeah, well, I remember that happening to you, and I wasn't with you at that time. But I do remember that I finally had to go to school. It's the next school day. We got into school, and the teacher says, well, you know what? We're going to do a little something we did when we were kindergarten and first grade. We're going to do share day. Everybody's going to share a story about what happened over the weekend. And I just basically, when I got up there, I just said, look, this is Fast Canaveras renounced. I said, I don't think you want me to tell you any stories of what happened, because I got some friends, and there were some weird things that went down. And she goes, yep, you're right. Let's just end this right now, and don't ever tell us a story about what happened with you and your friends. I said, I moved. Nicholas, so.
Yeah. That's very, just life in general. We're going to get back on that topic, but just hearing you on Paul's story, like y'all had a very eventful life. I mean, I definitely got a lot more things I got to fulfill in this life. I think I need to do joyriding, hit the circus, discover, I don't know, an androgynous person and see what that looks like. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. At first I thought Paul was saying God, like, because some people say, oh, God's a man, God's a woman. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is for me to infer which one they are. But now I got it. And yeah, you guys have been living, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get on y'all level, you know, hit the streets. Maybe I need to enjoy a ride, get me a 45. It seems like it's no consequences. Like it's a life of Grand Theft Auto. I would enjoy that. That actually sounds fun. Doing bad things with my hood rat free.
And I'm happy to join you along with it, and we can explore it together.
Exactly.
I just mind because I had a very sterile upbringing, so I wouldn't mind that a little bit. But I think it's got to be a little bit slow, not bizarre. I'm okay with it.
It already got bizarre. Okay.